Spark TV. Metal in Action.
So hi everybody out there, you are watching Spark TV Metal in Action, and today I'm a little bit nervous because I feel like a small student next to the professor of the music. Really, that's true, because you know this guy, this John Petrucci from Dream Theater. I think, yes, this is progressive professor of the metal music. So John, how are you, and of course how it is going on tour?
I'm good. I'm a little tired because I was up watching the Super Bowl.
All right.
Yeah, so I was up till like 5 in the morning, but the tour is going great, and we're happy to be back in Prague.
Cool, nice to hear it. Of course, we are sitting there in Prague, and everybody knows is looking forward to your show.
Yeah.
But it's a special show because it's 25 years since this, we can say, unique and still amazing album was released. How do you see this album after 25 years?
Well, you know what? To me, it was an important album because it really signified the start of our international career, and it's a very special album in a lot of fans' eyes that were around 25 years ago. A lot of people discovered the band with that album, even though we had one before. That was one. And now playing the songs 25 years later, they still feel like cool songs. You know, they're still fun to play, and we're very fortunate.
What is your memories on this album when you were composing it and James came to the band?
Yeah, well, we had a period of about a year and a half after the first album, When Dream a Day Unite, where we didn't have a record label and we didn't have a singer, and we were kind of just like, you know, working day jobs, and we'd rehearse at night 4 or 5 days a week, and we're writing all this material that would eventually become Images and Words. And as you said, then we found James after a really long singer search. So by the time we got into the studio, we were really hungry and really happy to be back and you know, recording and making music.
Why do you think that it has a huge success? It had a huge success.
Well, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, because back in 1992 when this album came out, the musical landscape was very different than anything we were doing. So if you were to listen to the radio back in 1992, you would hear Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, a bunch of pop music, stuff like that. When our album came out, Pull Me Under somehow became a rock radio hit, and it was an 8-minute song that was progressive, and it made no sense. So I don't really understand it, but it's cool.
So you felt something like UFO on the music business, in music business?
Definitely, you know, but it really is. It's a very early testament to the power of our fans and how vocal people are that are fans of Dream Theater. They let their opinion be known, and they're out there spreading the word, and that's what happened 25 years ago and continues to happen today.
Like you said, the music landscape a little bit changed since before 25 years ago. It was really different, and we know that of course you are writing many percent of lyrics for Dream Theater. So, but how do you see the real world now?
The real world now, you know, it's changed a lot. You know, part of our latest album is called The Astonishing, and part of the inspiration for the story that I wrote had to do with what is going on both with music in the world today and with technology in the world today. So with music, you know, there's a lot of streaming, there's a lot of music that's consumed very quickly. You know, people just go on, they hear something for a few seconds, and that's it. And the days of listening to an entire album from beginning to end, like you would watch a movie, they seem to be going away very quickly. So The Astonishing was kind of an answer to that. And also with technology, because music technology and technology in general is replacing a lot of jobs that people used to do. So the concept behind The Astonishing was what would happen if music and art was no longer created by people. It was done by machines. And what would happen to the world? And that's why the world breaks down in my story. And music ends up being the hero.
How or like you remember when James came to the band for the first moment?
Yeah, I remember it very, very vividly. You know, we had, as I said before, we had been looking for a singer for a long time, and you know, we had auditioned a lot of guys. Some guys were not so good, some guys were really good, and they were almost in the band. There was a guy that we did a show with, even. But when we got, you know, James's press kit, like with his photo and the tape of him singing, you know, we were just blown away. And when he came down to our little rehearsal place, we were literally in the basement of like a meat store, and, you know, not glamorous at all. And he came down and he sang with us, and we knew right away. It was amazing.
How, James, for the future affect your music writing?
Well, you know, as a lyricist, I kind of write with his voice in mind. You know, I picture him singing it, and he has the ability to kind of do anything. As you can see with The Astonishing, I mean, he took on 7 different characters and changed his voice depending on which part he was singing. So for me, there's a lot of freedom as a writer. You know, he can pretty much do anything.
Are you interested how America is changing now?
Yeah, of course. You know, I'm American. I live there,
Yes,
and it's a forever changing landscape in so many ways. So yeah, I'm very interested, of course.
So you are now interested how America is changing with Donald Trump like a new president?
Yeah, definitely. I was very actively interested in the election process, and it's been a wild, you know, period leading up to the election. It's pretty wild.
How do you see Donald Trump like a U.S. president?
I like him. You know, I think that we should give him a chance and see what he can do. He's obviously very different. He's not a politician, but he's a successful man, and let's see what he can do. And I think great things are in store. So hopefully everybody will give him a chance and see what happens.
That was John Petrucci from Dream Theater. Thank you so much.
Right,
thank you.
Legendární CDčko Dream Theater, Images and Words nebo poslední album The Astonishing nakoupíš na Sparker.cz. Spark TV. Metal in Action.